Hey everyone, it's time for another drawing tutorial, and today's drawing tutorial is going to be extra fun because I have a very silly art prompt for you. What I'm going to be drawing is going to be a narwhal sitting in a chair while drinking a smoothie. I know that sounds extra complicated, but I'm going to make it simple so that you can follow along with me and create a really fun drawing. Hopefully one that you can even color in later. So today is going to be very different from how I usually start because I am going to start with the chair that the narwhal is sitting in so that I can make sure that there's enough room for everything. So to draw this chair, I am going to create not quite a rectangle, not quite an oval. It's just a very long shape with kind of a rounded end. And then I'm just going to draw in the bottom of that shape. So we're going to do another elongated shape that is curved on the ends. And see, it's almost like I created an L, but it's like a reclined L, like he's sitting back a little bit, or he will be once he's drawn. Then I'm gonna go ahead and draw the bottom of this chair, and that's going to be, oops, let's just move that camera down a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna have one little leg like that, one little leg like that, and then we're just gonna make two lines like that. And now my chair is totally drawn and it is ready for my narwhal to sit in. Now, I know this is really different from how I usually start, but I know that this is the easiest way to draw this particular type of drawing. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the top of the narwhal's head, and I'm going to create his entire body sitting in this chair. And it's going to look kind of like a teardrop almost, or like a blob, more like a blob with a round end on one side and a tip on the other side. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm drawing this above that chair, and I'm just going to make a very round shape like that. And then I'm going to start drawing the rest of the narwhal's body. So you can see I have that round shape, and now it's kind of got an S curve right there. And then I'm going to make a point right here. And then I want to make sure that my narwhal is actually sitting in my chair. So you can see this curve that I'm creating right here is touching the chair. There we go. So now you can see my kind of funny shape. It almost looks a little bit like a ghost to me at the moment, but it won't for too long. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my narwhal's eye. And it's going to be the same as all the rest of my drawings, mostly black with a little white circle in the middle. And then I'm going to draw the narwhal's mouth, just a little smile like that. And I'm going to make the other half of the smile there. Got to give him a little tongue in there too. So that's going to be the narwhal's face. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his narwhal horn, and that's going to go out this direction. So what I'm going to do is draw a typical unicorn horn, just like that. And then you want to make diagonal lines across, just like that. All right, my narwhal is starting to come together, but he still looks really silly because he doesn't have any fins or flippers or anything. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to have one fin waving. So I'm going to draw this fin like it's waving to you. I'll even make some little tiny lines like that. See, he's waving, saying hi. And then the other fin I'm going to make with a drink in it. So I can't draw the other fin without drawing the drink first, because I can't erase with this pen that I'm drawing with. So if you have a pencil and it makes it easier for you to just draw the fin first and then draw the drink, that would also work. But I'm going to start by drawing the cup. And you'll notice I'm going to be making like a rectangle, but the top is wider than the bottom. And then I'm going to draw that top just like that. Now I can make this a smoothie. I could make it a frappuccino. I could even make it an ice cream cone if I really wanted to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look kind of like a smoothie for the beach. So like, let's just say this would be the logo on the cup, and let's draw a little heart in there, just like that. And then on the top of that cup, I want to make sure I have a little umbrella, because what is a beach drink without an umbrella? And now you'll notice what I have right here is I almost drew like a cat's eye. So I just drew that eyeball shape, and then I'm going to draw the top of the umbrella. And then I'll draw two little lines. See, and now it looks like an umbrella just sitting in the cup. And then I'm just going to make it look like there's some stuff in that cup. Maybe let's make a cherry on top. And that's just a circle with a little line out of it. And then I'm going to draw my straw. And I'm just going to make it a black line that is going into the mouth of my narwhal. Now, the cup is still floating, which looks really silly. So what I want to do next is I'm going to draw his other flipper. So to do that, I'm going to come right over there, just like that. So now it looks like he's holding the cup with his other flipper. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a tail down here so he doesn't just look like a ghost. So to do that, I'm going to do, this line is kind of like almost all the way down his tail, or down this pointy part. So I'm going to make this curved line like this. That's going to come right back into the point. I'm going to make another one. It's just going to go just like that. So now he has his tail, and these are just kind of like an eye shape. I hope you can see that. So now I'm going to draw some details on my narwhal for fun. I think that it would be nice if he had a different colored tummy. So I'm just adding this extra line. So like if I had my narwhal and he was blue over here, then maybe his tummy would be white. And all I did for that was I added an extra line like this. And then narwhals actually have a lot of spots. So I'm just going to add some of those right now. They kind of look similar to his eye. So maybe make his eye a different color in the end if you can, or just make the dots a little bit smaller. But all narwhals typically have these spots on their backs. So we want to try and make that realistic, even though this is really just a silly drawing. Just like that. Oh, that was a big spot. Alrighty, I think all of the details on my narwhal are done. But what kind of picture would this be without a little beach in the background? So to make my beach, I'm going to come right over here next to my narwhal. Actually, I'm not going to do that quite yet. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a horizon line. The horizon line is what you can see behind that narwhal that goes all the way up to the sky where the sky begins. So I'm going to draw that horizon line right across here. And it's just a straight line, just like that. And that's going to be where the sky up here. So we'll make some clouds so we know it's the sky. I always make my clouds with a flat bottom like this. They look kind of like Toy Story clouds. We'll make a little sun up here. Oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't even see that. So to reiterate what I just did, I make fluffy clouds on top, and then I make very flat bottoms to the clouds. And I think that's the best way to make them. You can make them however you would like. So now I have my horizon line. I have two clouds and have a little sun up there. Now I'm going to move my camera back down just so that you can see what I'm going to do to make the little sea that's going to be going next to this narwhal who's hanging out on the beach. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to make kind of a bumpy line. So it's like very much a squiggly line, just like that. That's going to be where the water starts. And then I'm going to make a second line, and that's like where the water's all white, because it gets really white and foamy here, and then it's like all blue over here. And then you can just make some little bitty lines over in the water to make it look like there's waves back there. I would say this dude is looking pretty good. Then the last thing you might do if you'd like is you can draw some little shells hanging out on the beach with him. And maybe he can go looking for shells later. So I just made a little swirly shell and I ended that swirl with a little end to the shell. And then I think I'm gonna make a little scallop shell here. So see, this is kind of like a diamond shape, but the top is round. And then I'm gonna add some lines like this. And I'm gonna add one little point, two little point. Now that shell is looking good. Then I think I'm gonna make another one of those right here. And then maybe just one more swirly shell over here. This is a bigger one. And I could even make a little bitty hermit crab with two eyes poking out of the shell. See, he's saying hi. And then that's it. That's how you would draw a narwhal sitting in a little chair hanging out on the beach. And I'm just gonna move this backwards a little bit so that you can see. This is a really fun drawing, and it would definitely be super fun to color it in afterwards. You have a lot of ocean to color, a lot of beach to color. You can color your narwhal any color you like, and he would probably have a fun colored drink as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope we have some excellent narwhal drawings.